right, y'all. One of the best messengers in the Democratic Party today is Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, my Congresswoman. Yes, my homestead is still there. Allergies are kicking my behind.
Look at you. That's why you sneezing, you big fat simp. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Guys, I can't do it. I can't do it. Look at him simping for this woman.
Y'all. So they had a Doge hearing today, and y'all know Congresswoman Crockett, she gonna light that ass up every chance she can get, and she never disappoints. Roll it.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to see if we can level set, because I don't know if people truly understand the point of USAID. First of all, can I just ask you really quickly, each of you, yes or no, do you believe that
Guys, I don't know what it is about her. She can't talk. She has a terrible ability to communicate. She can't communicate effectively. She is a word salad master. She is a master of word salad. She can't talk and say straight to the point. Look.
Power matters. Yes or no, Mr. Unger?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, so for the American people, because I don't know that there's been a conversation about soft power, but soft power is basically our way of building diplomacy around the world. And so how we build that diplomacy probably looks different in every different administration. But the issue that I have right now is that some would argue that we've taken a butcher knife where we need a scalpel, or others would just say that we are throwing out the baby with the bathwater. But either way, we are not accomplishing our goal, because as it's—
You see what I mean, guys? After everything that she just said, what has she really said? And I need you to think about this, guys. Really pay attention, because she's an attorney.
It's been laid out. We have people that have gone hungry. We have people that have died. So let me try to make sure that people understand what it is that soft power is, which is building diplomacy. The next part of that I want you to understand, those of you that are watching, is that as members of Congress, we do have congressional oversight to the extent that we actually travel the world. We go, we sit down with world leaders, we talk to them about the programs that we have, we talk to them about trade. We also have an—
Now she's finally getting to what the topic is after all that.
An opportunity to go and visit and talk and see exactly how our dollars are being spent. And if you are a good member of Congress, you do that. And I do want to tell you about an experience in Africa, but I got to get through these other remarks. So if I have a chance, I'm going to tell you why I believe in this with my whole heart. We all know that my Republican colleagues have a weird fetish with dictators or wannabe dictators. So it should not come as a surprise that they're here attacking global democracy programs. For 6 decades, USAID has been vital in reducing global poverty and hunger, helping to resolve health threats like the Ebola outbreak, which reached Dallas, where I represent, in 2014, and countering regional threats from Russia and China. Not only is pro-Putin President Trump threatening economic war—
Pro-Putin President Trump. Why does she do that? Have you guys noticed that her use of alliteration? Like, does she sit up and practice these things? Do you sit up in the mirror and just say pro-Putin President Trump? Do you just sit in the mirror and say and just practice bleach blonde, bad built, butch body? Where do you get this stuff from?
Warfare against our closest allies and partners. He's blaming Ukraine for Russia's invasion, threatening military force against Greenland, and starting tariff wars with Canada and Mexico. He's also defying a court order to release billions of dollars in U.S. foreign aid. This committee should be providing oversight of the executive branch's illegal impoundment of federal funds. But we're here today so that the chairwoman can peddle new conspiracy theories about U.S. foreign aid. The dismantling of USAID is just another part of the Republicans' chaotic foreign policy and pro-dictator agenda. Republicans are turning their backs on American farmers who provide nearly half of USAID's global food assistance. I'm gonna stop here really quickly, because I think what happens is that when the American people hear that we're sending out money, they believe that we're just dropping bags of money places. And that's not what we do. But let me tell you, China does. China does, because I've sat down and I've talked to people, and one of the reasons that we are behind China is because they have argued that there is no red tape, and China is like—
So now you're comparing us to communism, one. And number two, that's a deflection. That is a literal absolute deflection, because what does that have to do with the fact that they uncovered wasteful spending? They actually uncovered the wasteful spending. So while you can try to point out that there are a few good things, what they're saying is, no, we need to stop everything. We need to audit this. We need to figure out what's going on and then come up with another plan. Everything that, see, and this is why I don't like Democrats, because everything that they're saying is so deceitful. It's so deceitful. And she's trying to frame it. And like I said, she's an attorney. She's not very good at communicating her point. But at the end of the day, you can see what she's trying to do. She's trying to play on the emotions. Oh, you're hurting farmers. Oh, you're hurting the people that are just like you. Oh, those farmers are supplying the food that's going overseas and all that. Now they're not going to have a job. Well, guess what? If people have to start producing things in this country as a result of certain changes that are going on, then you don't think that those farmers are going to have an opportunity to get new work? I mean, I'm just saying, use your brain.
Like gangsters. Like, think about the biggest, baddest guy offering you money when you want it, like a loan shark, right? And then when they come back to get their money, they want your firstborn, your secondborn, and everybody else. That is who China is. But a lot of people that are desperate for money, they go for that, because in America, we're going to say, no, no, no. We're going to take care of our farmers. We're going to make sure that our farmers are the ones that are giving you the food. We're going to make sure that if you want arms, those arms are going to come from us. So I want people to understand, we don't just go with black bags and drop off bags of money like that. It's not that simple. But I want to get.
But is it wrong? She didn't say it's not wrong.
Get to a couple of questions because I know I'm running out of time. Mr. Unger, the chairwoman stated that, quote, the federal government has been sending billions after billions of dollars to push left-wing ideology, fund radical extremist groups, and usurp the will of the people abroad and here at home. Is saving 20 million lives through the president's emergency plan for AIDS relief, or PEPFAR, part of some left-wing ideology? Yes or no?
No, in fact,
Okay, I gotta
PEPFAR
go.
was created by Republicans.
It was created by Republicans. Thank you for that fact. In fact, it was a Bush, a Texan. What about eradicating polio in nearly every country and cutting malaria deaths in half?
No.
Okay. So here's the other thing, and I don't know if anybody knows the answer to this question. We have been talking about USAID and trying to pretend like it's the devil, but when we look at the numbers, is it 50% of our budget that goes to USAID, Mr. Unger? Yes or no?
The money that goes to AID is less than 1 cent if all of the federal budget is $1.
Thank you. It is less than 1% of our budget. So we are focusing on less than 1% instead of the other 99%.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. If Elon Musk's job is to cut down wasteful spending, right? Cut down wasteful spending, and they're uncovering the budget, we're being honest. Y'all are the ones that are making a big deal about it. Y'all are the ones that are talking about it. Oh, and this is what I'm saying. I can't even get to the simp because this guy... Boy, man, dude, this is your Congresswoman, right, Roland Martin?
I need the American people to wake up and recognize and start asking questions about these other areas, such as
the gentlelady's time has expired.
See, Rebecca, this is what happens when you have somebody who knows how to talk like regular people.
This is what I'm talking about. Look at this guy. Like I said, man, there's a thing, and I'm going to call it ghetto politics, because these black politicians, these black voices in politics that are supporting this woke on the side of this woke culture, they are not it. That's the truth. They are not it. Not it.
And I wish more of these Democrat members of Congress would bring that attitude, that fire, that feistiness, and that knowledge to bear. This, when you talk too political, folk can't feel you. But when you're speaking the way she does, you connect with the regular, ordinary person.
You have to be relatable. But in order to be relatable, you have to be out talking to everyday people. You can't just be inside of your fancy dinners or just talking to your small group of folks. You can't be insulated. If you're going to be an elected official in this country, if you're going to be a public servant in this country, and now I'm speaking directly to Democrats, if you want this country to understand what your plan is, if you want this country to understand why they should oppose some of the things that this administration is doing and is promising to do, then you have have to bring it to where they are. They have to understand it. You can't call it in Washington speak, but you have to talk about it in your locality with how people talk about issues. When they want to say, oh, well, this is just a budget line, this is all about just cutting waste out of the government. Like, no, this is about, this is now saying.
But Jasmine Crockett is one of the most ghetto, controversial politicians that we have in Congress. What are we talking about? I mean, this woman, she is not what I would call a good representation of what Black women should be like. I wouldn't want Black women to get on the internet, be, you know what I'm saying, just be ghetto. And she not really saying nothing. That's what I'm saying. Y'all gassing this lady up because y'all riding with the soapbox with her, but she's not saying much of anything. Let's just be real.
That an elder in our community can no longer pay for hearing aids because now it's going to be that much more expensive. Or it's someone, our cousin who might have diabetes, is now going to have to pay even more to get their diabetes medication. Or my sister who has allergies and trying to get an EpiPen, now she can't get her EpiPen because now it costs hundreds of dollars to renew and get a new EpiPen. Or it's going to cost my 5-year-old, little cousin who needs a new inhaler. You have to talk about it in ordinary language with ordinary experiences that people are facing, so people can actually put their personal experience as they're hearing these things. What's unfortunate is that there aren't a lot of news sources right now that's delivering straight information. So it's even more important now that people like Jasmine Crockett is talking in plain language.
And so, Melinda, what we're seeing here, this is how you have to press these folk every single day.
Absolutely. And I love the way that she words things in a very relatable way. One thing I do want to say, though, is this is why Republicans are so effective with their messaging, because they repeat things like waste, fraud, and abuse that are very simple words to understand for their constituents, but they're not asking any other questions because they're all aligned. They're all saying the exact same things. And when you repeat something and that's what you constantly hear, then that's all that you need to believe that that's what's happening. They're not breaking.
I still don't understand. Everything that they're saying is diversionary tactics. It's diversions, because what is the issue with getting rid of wasteful spending? And then on top of that, then they're saying that they might be able to give it back to the Americans. I don't understand what. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Breaking it down in a way that is saying, like Rebecca said, this is for inhalers. This is for your specific coverage that is in your state. And what I do love about Jasmine Crockett is that she is breaking it down for people to understand. But this is also one of the reasons why people are leaning towards shows like yours, Roland, more independent media, because you are getting to the heart of the matter, because you are breaking it down in simple ways for people to understand, and you're speaking, Jasmine's language. So that people just need to start listening to more people like her and you.
Absolutely that. And okay. This is going to be the last time I'm going to cuss on the show. So if y'all don't want me to cuss,
Live.
This is going to be the last time I'm going to cuss today. The last I'm going to cuss today. Okay. And when you talked about why people,
not today.
Just today. So y'all can turn the TV down right now, turn the app down, turn the phone down, only for about 10 seconds. And you said, why folks tuning in? All I can think about is the late, great Nikki Giovanni, when she was at Tavis's State of the Black America panel at USC in 2000. The Democratic National Convention was there. And I hit Tavis, you ain't hit me back. I done email your ass, I done DM you, and so can your ass hit a brother back? So I'm trying to see who actually, do they have a video of that clip? And y'all, at this session, and when I interviewed Nikki, when y'all go to YouTube, y'all see my interview with Nikki Giovanni, we talked about this here. And at that event, my man, the late, great Charles Ogletree, he said, Nikki, why do you love?
They're not saying nothing. So the point of the matter is, when we're talking about Black politicians and people that are a representation, we see that Jasmine Crockett gets a lot of attention and a lot of the Blacks love her. We basically see my point is when I say that when we look at culture, the culture tends to always push and support the worst people. And for some reason, these Black politicians, I'm just saying, these woke politicians are not it. They are not it.